In the 1600s, legend has it, a girl was killed and a pile of silver bars were lost. Join me, Joanna Skye, as I travel to Tumacacori Mission.
Treasure hunters come here all the time.
I go canoeing and hiking, all the while looking for some long-lost mine. Watch Lost Legends of the West. Under the hot Mexican sun, Father Kino founded a mission to try to bring Christ into the lives of the local Apata Indians. The Indians and missionaries built a beautiful church and began to use it for worship. The missionaries were pleased at the progress they were making. The Indians seemed to embrace Christ and the Bible. Once the church was built, the missionaries put the Indians to work mining silver. They needed the silver to keep the supplies coming from Spain. The Indians worked hard, but kept a secret from the missionaries. At night, they would sneak into the back room of the mine, which is where the silver was stored. Here, they would practice their old religious ceremonies. One day, they saw a white girl who was the daughter of one of the missionaries. They had only seen white girls in the pages of the Bible. They were convinced she was the Virgin Mary. The Indians kidnapped her and tied her to a pile of silver bars in the middle of the back room in the mine. The leader of the tribe then tried to convince her to bear his child. She refused. The Indians were convinced a child from the white woman would be the next Jesus. The leader decided that if she would not bear his child, she would be killed. She screamed, but that only excited the Indians. She tried to escape, but they had bound her feet and hands to the pile of silver. Finally, the leader gave her one last chance to change her mind. She thought for a second and then said she would rather die. The leader then injected poison into her veins. Outside, a missionary was taking a morning walk when he heard strange sounds coming from the mine. He decided to investigate. Deeper and deeper he went. Louder and louder the sounds became. He had only a torch to light his way. And then he saw it all. The lifeless body remained atop the silver bars. Later that day, the mine was blown shut, with the silver inside. The missionaries wondered how this could have happened. They did not know. All they knew is that it could never happen again. I am Joanna Skye, and join me as we go looking for this lost mine of silver in this week's Lost Legends of the West.
Every legend has some truth. Every truth has some legend. We find the truth in the legend.
Hi, I'm Joanna Skye, and I'm standing outside the Historical Society in Tucson, Arizona. This is where I learned all about the legends and all about the mines filled with silver. I learned that southern Arizona had many Indian tribes. In the 1600s, Father Kino founded Tumacacori Mission. Although there are rumors of Indians mining, there are no actual documents to prove they did. Tumacacori Mission seems to be surrounded in lost treasure stories and mystery. I wonder where this mission will take me. This is enough information. I'm ready to get started, so I'm heading straight to Tumacacori Mission. And hopefully when we get there, we can talk to a park ranger and find out some more information. So let's go. Well, I made it. Tumacacori Mission is now a national park and is beautiful. It was 118 degrees outside, but the thick walls kept it pretty cool inside. I wondered what secrets still linger here. Outside, there was a cemetery full of unnamed graves. Maybe one of these graves is the home of our girl that was sacrificed. I then talked to Don, who is a park ranger here. Don has been here for many years and can speak Spanish. He spends lots of his time reading old documents from the 1600s, and I can be sure he has heard of the legend of the lost silver.
Treasure hunters come here all the time. Most of them, well, and any of them I've talked to haven't got their history together, so they really don't know what they're looking for, but they're convinced that there's a lot of treasure out there that the Jesuits buried. And it's interesting that it's a Franciscan building built many years after the Jesuits were here, and so there's a lot of confusion. But you don't confuse treasure hunters with the facts. They come looking for the vast wealth that's supposedly buried here. But there's that lure there, you know, people. Yeah, there's probably not a month goes by that we don't have a treasure hunter stop in.
So this was the original church built way back a couple hundred years ago. And as you can see, this was also the original one, but it's been somewhat restored and with much need after lots of wear and tear from the weather, from all the tourists, and of course from those treasure seekers. So back to our treasure hunting, we're going to head east from the original mission, which is in that direction, and hope to find the Santa Cruz River. Don told me about the spring that is the same one that Father Kino drank from. Although it is not on the national park property, it is easily accessible. You just have to know where to look. In the desert, many rivers are actually dried up now, but they're still called a river even though there's no running water. For example, this is the Santa Cruz River. Here is the spring. It is amazing that 350 years ago, Father Kino would have stood right here. It is a shame that one of the neatest things about Tumacacori Mission is not even on the property. After this, I'm going to continue heading east. Hopefully, I will run into a lost mine full of silver. To be really careful getting down here. Whoa! Definitely found a mine. Woo! Wish you could feel that cool air coming out of here. That definitely means that the miners dug really deep into this one. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go in it. Couple of reasons. One, I don't know if there's any animals in there and I'm not prepared to deal with them, and there's nowhere for me to escape to. Another reason is this isn't solid stone. If I went in there and we had all this loose stone come falling down and pile up like it did, I wouldn't be coming out of there. Another way you know that it's not solid stone is on the inside, there's these wood beams and I'm sure it's pretty dark in that mine and you're not able to see them, but they're there. Whew! At least I know we're in the right direction, and it's getting late. So I'm gonna go set up camp and make some dinner, and we'll be right back. Hi, I just got done setting up camp and now I'm hungry, so let's make some cherry cobbler. I start by dumping the 2 Jiffy packages into my Dutch oven. Most people would do their mixing in a separate bowl. I, on the other hand, like roughing it. I add my 2 eggs and 1 cup of milk and begin stirring. My cherry cobbler secret is the gooier, the chewier. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go for a more flaky bread-like crust. When the dough is just right, in goes 1 full can of cherries. Get them all? Looks good. And we'll sprinkle a little cinnamon on. Put the lid on. Now you want to make sure that the fire's not too high, and it is the coals that are actually going to be cooking it. So you're going to kind of wedge it in a little. And then we're going to take our shovel, really pack the coals on around the oven. Just going to let it sit there for about 20-25 minutes and we'll be back and have our cherry cobbler. It's been about 20 minutes, so let's take this oven out of the fire. That looks so good. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to try it. Going right for the cherry. Very, very hot. That is so good. I think I'm gonna have another bite. Well, now you know. Very simple, very tasty. So I'm gonna eat this and head on to bed, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Good night. Today, I am going east of the mission to Patagonia Lake, where I will then head west, back towards the mission while looking for the mine. I love driving through Arizona because you never know what you will find. Did you see that? I'm stopping. These desert pigs are called javelinas. Pretty cool, huh? And they enjoy eating a dry, tasty cactus any time of day. In the 110-degree weather, I made it from Tumacacori Mission down to Patagonia Lake. Now remember, the specific mine that we're looking for is somewhere between Tumacacori Mission and Patagonia Lake. The Apata tribe, they mined many of their mines somewhere on the west side of the lake, and it's only accessible on foot. So in order to save time, I'm going to canoe across the lake to get to the west side and go looking for that mine. So let's go. It was nice to be on this beautiful lake. It took me about an hour and a half to cross it. You can rent a canoe here for about $20. Just be sure to bring your suntan lotion. I've gone as far west on this lake as I can go, so now it's time to go look in the mines and see if we can find some silver. There's a trail just goes this way. Let's go. I'm about 2 hours from the lake, and I found a mine. And this one, I'm going to go explore. Before I do, though, I have to stress that it's very, very dangerous when you go mine exploring. I've been trained by experts on mine safety, and I have to strongly stress to do not try this at home. So with all of that said, I'm going to head on in here and see what we can find. Looks like I gotta climb down. Really careful. Good thing I don't mind getting dirty. Ooh, here's a tunnel. Let's go look. Oh, looks like it's a dead end, so let's try the other way. Be careful of all this loose rock. Whoa! You see down there? Let's go down. Maybe this is our room. Okay, this is going to be more difficult than I anticipated. I'm just going to set the lantern down so I can have more leverage to balance myself and get down here. Whoa, these loose rocks aren't helping either. Actually, I'm going to take my backpack off so it doesn't weigh me down. Let me just set this down again. Then I'm on sturdy ground and not sliding. I'm going to once again move my backpack in front of me. And then I'm going to bring my lantern on down so I can see where I'm going. Set that down again. I'm going to come on down. Well, I safely made it down, and it looks like this is a big room over here to my right. So perhaps the Opata tribe had their rituals in here, and what's even more interesting is that there's a hole up here behind me where sunlight is coming through. Yet, we do need to be getting out of here. I'm not seeing any silver, so we're gonna move on. Just wanted to note that it looks like there's some animal droppings here. This mine is super, super dangerous. One slip and you could be down this hole, and there's no telling how deep it goes. So let's get on out of here. I'll never get tired of treasure hunting. Although the legend of the Maya princess and the silver mines may take a lifetime to find, that's certainly not a bad way to spend your life. You'll truly enjoy visiting the historically rich Tumacacori mission and the picturesque Patagonia Lake. But please remember, if you do go in these mines, there are a lot of dangers that lie within, and a treasure is not worth a life. And remember, in the words of my favorite poet, Henry Van Dyke, the goal of his journey may be won. He may rest, but he is never idle. 1,000 years may pass like a day in glad surprise of paradise, where work may be sweeter than play. So until next time, I'm Joanna Skye, and this has been Lost Legends of the West.